Okay, so I set a goal. I've done this a few times, actually, and then I've dropped off a few times, of going to the gym early in the morning. And you can only go super early, otherwise it's packed. And you have to wait for a treadmill and to use any equipment, and I hate having to talk to people or, like, wait for anybody for anything.
It's always so awkward when you're, like, when you need to use that one machine and you have to, like, go and get that...
Fill up your water bottle and then do it again. So they
you're
get
just
the
like
message.
stalking them like prey, you know? You're just like walking around and everybody knows and they know, but it's like almost, it's like better
You're
than
following
like
them around with the wipe.
but it's like still for some reason in my head that's still better than going up to them and being like,
Oh, 100%.
how many sets do you have
Oh,
left?
I would never, because I don't want to be asked either.
Yeah.
It's like I'm like sweating, doing like 5 pounds of something. It's like, don't talk to me. Please.
Like, you can see the sweat marks on the bench. Please, this is a vulnerable moment.
I'm trying to hide it and do my exercise. I have enough on my plate.
My hair is literally going everywhere. Like, does it look like I want to talk to anybody right now? I'm like listening to nothing in my AirPods and I'm still have them on.
Or it's switched to like random music that you hate, but the phone is over there and you can't change it. It's a struggle. But
It is.
yeah. And also I have thoughts. Maybe this is just me being weird, but I'm a very like private person, and sometimes I'll go in like the changing room.
Coming from someone recording a podcast.
At like 28. Took a while to get here. But like with body parts, you know?
Yeah.
And I don't know. It's happened a few times where I'll be like in the locker room putting stuff away or something, and all of a sudden there's like a butt or like something. And I'm like trying to like avoid eye contact as I'm like going around because I don't want to make anyone feel uncomfortable, but I'm already uncomfortable. I don't love it.
That's hilarious. That like, wait, is that the story? Because I have another.
Yeah, I mean, that's it. That's my experience in the locker room.
No, locker rooms I think are hilarious. I was at the gym the other day, and like the gym has like they have changing rooms, you know, like you can and there's multiple of them, and they're like big enough that like you could go in there with a friend, like if you and your friend are changing, you know, or whatever. But apparently some people don't care.
At my gym, they have one dressing room that you could take a small family into, maybe like a minivan into, but they only have the one. So people are just like out and about.
Which honestly,
all power to you.
All power to you.
It's just I don't know how to operate and live in the world.
Yeah, I don't know what to do with myself.
It's a me issue, 100%.
No, this was like such a happy moment in my day, though.
What did you see?
Oh my gosh. I was in the locker room. I was like, I had already changed and I was just like fixing my hair in the mirror. And I just see like behind me 2 older women butt naked. Just talking to each other.
Yeah.
About some like Chad who blew their socks off. Who knocked their socks off. And I was like, okay, let me listen.
Wait, both of them?
It was one of them telling the other about some guy, some Chad, who knocked her socks off. And I was like, dang, girl, you get it.
Chad. They just announced it over the speaker at the boss. Way to go, Chad. We heard it in the locker room.
The old folks home is really getting it on.
Did you know? Okay, this is disgusting, and I can't even remember where I saw this, but that like one of the fastest like spreading of like sexually transmitted disease. Yeah,
is that
they're getting it on. Nursing homes.
Yeah.
I used to
say nursery.
Not nursery.
Nursing homes.
I used to volunteer at one close by, like with some friends. Every Sunday we would go and like sing like songs with them and like read books to them. And like
they're like, please leave.
Well, at the time, we're like, they're so entertained by this. They have nothing going on. They're just...
No, they're banging
like,
each other. They're like, get out. We're trying to get it on.
The funny thing is that they threw like a prom for them at one point. And for one, they were like, oh yeah, you have to dance with him. And so we danced with some of the ladies and some of the guys. And some of the men had like, the hand just kept going down. It's like, no. No, they're like, yeah, I'm tired. And like, they were not. They were just being weird. And then they were probably just waiting for us to leave. They were going to have quite the prom night after party. Yeah. They're like, we're about to lose our virginity here. Go home.
Oh my gosh.
So sad.
To be old and in love. Yeah, I honestly, like, those women, though, I was like, they're just living their life, you know? They, like, don't care, and I respect it so much.
100%.
It's just, like, everything's fine, you know? And they're just like, oh, yeah, Chad blew my socks off. Knocked my socks off. And I'm just, like, over there, like, way to go, Chad.
Yeah. I mean, to have that energy. It's like, go you.
I know.
You're retired. You have nothing else to focus on. That's a party.
Yeah. It was.
That's hilarious.
It was so funny. But, the bathroom.
Just spilling the tea.
They're just, like, talking. Like, everybody in the locker room can hear it. It's just so funny. They were proud of it.
I would love to just make up stories. Like, for fun. Just
love doing that. Love it. I love, like, there are few friends who would do this with me, but I loved, like, walking through the mall and just, like, pretend I'm looking at clothes and stuff, but, like, just start making stories up about, like, I don't know. It would start, like, I'd be looking at shoes and just be like, remember when you bought this for so? They were always dumb stories because I couldn't think of anything, but it was always fun.
It's a good time. When I was dating Josh, we like had first started dating. We'd go to like the grocery store or someplace or whatever, and he would start like fake fighting with me because he thought it was funny. Because I would get so embarrassed, like shut up. Yeah. Like he would be like, I don't want to buy this, and like just start yelling and like as a joke to try to get me to play along. And it took a while to catch on, but once we did, it was really fun because people just
like,
look
why
at
are you yelling at me?
Like,
I do want to buy this. When have I ever said no to buying something?
You're gonna get us kicked out of Target. Don't take this away from me. For real.
Target's actually getting boycotted. Did you know?
I didn't.
Yeah, there's like
I haven't been in a while, but I didn't know.
There's like I think I saw like 40 days of not, like, people don't want to shop at Target.
Oh, is this the DEI stuff? Like they rolled back the DEI policies?
I think it has something to do with that. I didn't look into it enough, but I did hear about like a boycott.
You read the title of the article and didn't go into it.
I got the notification.
I know enough about this. Scroll.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I saw something about that. They've actually kind of sucked lately.
They
the
have,
last
like
couple years.
Yeah, which is so disappointing. I used to get so much satisfaction from going to Target.
You know, even just walking around, just seeing beautiful things.
Yeah,
like
and I remember thinking, like, oh, when I'm older, like, I'm gonna decorate my house entirely from Target. It's been a while since I've thought that.
It's been a minute. Now it's all like dorm stuff, I feel like.
And I feel like the stuff that I find at Target, I find for cheaper anywhere else. It's like the same stuff, you know?
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like cute, unique stuff anymore.
Yeah, just everyone has the same things.
Especially, which I hate dragging Target's name through the mud because I was such a lover.
I was too.
It's like talking about an ex that you once loved.
But did you dirty?
Yeah. Where did the times go, you know? But even like their clothes and jewelry, I loved going there.
I did too.
But lately, the prices have gone up, and to be fair, they've gone up everywhere, but
yeah,
it's like more expensive, and it just like isn't as cute anymore. And maybe I'm getting older and my style is going out of style.
Maybe both. I think I don't know. I feel like it has gone down. It's just not as fun. But I mean, where else are you gonna go to just like walk around with your like cute little drink, you know?
Yeah.
The mall is too crowded.
You feel like the mall's too crowded?
Yeah. I mean, we usually, I don't know. There's a couple that we go to, and they're always like packed. It's hard to find parking.
Yeah.
And you finally get in there. There's just like, we also go on a Saturday. First problem.
You go during rush hour.
I know, but it's just hard to find parking.
Yeah.
There's too many people. It's just, I don't know. I don't want to wait in line anywhere. I think my new place is going to like Barnes and Noble and like buying a bunch of books and
because nobody reads anymore.
There's not that many people in there.
Oh, I believe it. Yeah.
On a Saturday, people are doing other things.
I know. You know what is super packed? I love little coffee shops. Like just lounging at a coffee shop, you know,
Yeah,
you
I've never done that. I've always wanted to.
You really should. Like,
Yeah.
they're so cute, and they're just like, and I really enjoy the energy in the room, which is like everybody's just kind of like doing their own thing, you know, and
Yeah.
it's like an unspoken rule of like, we're here to work, or we're
Yeah.
here to like do our own thing, even though it's kind of like a shared space.
Yeah.
And it's like, and people will be chatting and like doing their own thing, you know, but I love the vibe. Like, if I have to do something like any kind of work, just taking my laptop and just like, I'm in my own little world, you know?
Yeah. It's like a little grown up.
Yeah, I love it. I'm such a woman. I'm like 27.
Business person. I know.
So
You
grown
didn't
up.
know yet.
I get to pretend like I'm an adult.
I think I'm a little traumatized by coffee shops because this happened too many years ago for it to still be a problem. But I had this coworker. I was new at this job and I didn't know a lot of people. And this one girl started talking to me and I'm like, oh my gosh, I made a friend, which sounds so pathetic. But I was so excited. I'm like, maybe someone to go to lunch with.
Honestly, like, making friends after you're like out of college, like making, even in college,
I've lost all my like friend skills. I don't know how to start
it's
a
so
conversation.
hard to make new friends. Like, everybody is just like, they're too entrenched in their like own life.
Yeah.
And it's, I
don't know how to do
make
casual conversation either. It's either like trauma dumping or like, what time is it? Or like, there's no in between.
How's the weather?
No. In this spot that we're sharing right now. I know. It's so hard. But yeah, this girl approached me and she started talking to me. I'm like, oh my gosh, I made a friend. I was so excited. It kind of like went on for a couple weeks. And then she was like, oh, like, would you want to go to like to this coffee shop with me sometime? And I was like, oh my gosh, yeah, I'd love to. So I go with her and she starts asking me if I've read this book called The Go-Giver. Have you been approached about this?
No.
Okay.
The Go-Giver?
Yeah, so it's like a business
I've
book.
read The Giver.
Oh, yeah, no, different one. Go-Giver is like, I don't even fully remember.
Was
Look,
she
I bought the book.
MLMing you?
Yeah.
Oh,
It
no.
was the biggest heartbreak. I thought she wanted to start like a little book club with me. So we had this interaction, whatever. She was telling me about this book.
I was like, kind of catfishing.
I know. It's such a betrayal. I bought the book. I started reading it. Fully committed, like, I'm gonna have a friend. And
like, I'll join your MLM if you'll be my friend.
like, everyone else at work was so much older too, so I was like, cool. Anyway, yeah, I bought the book, I read it, and she's like, oh, we should like go get like coffee again, go to this coffee shop and like talk about the book. And I was like, cool, book club. And this next time she was like, have you ever heard about how to like become a billionaire in your 20s and like you can retire in 5 years? And I'm like, what? Like, slowly like realizing what's going on. The light just like dimming in my eyes. I'm like, what? She's like, I have these mentors I can connect you with, and then you can start your own business.
That's so, like, the room just starts slowly getting darker. It's like goes from like this happy like rom-com to like just a horror movie.
100%. It's like, have you seen, there's this episode of How I Met Your Mother where like
The glass shattering.
The glass shattering. Exactly. Like, you choose to allow that you just like realize something about someone. Yeah, it was exactly that. And I was like, oh, okay. Anyway, it was really sad. And then the next day she brought me like a pack of like drinks or something, like sodas, but they were like this brand I had never heard of. And she's like,
wow, she was really love bombing you.
she used to sit next to me. So as soon as I realized that
she saw you from afar and she was like, I can get that girl.
she's like, that's a fool if I've ever seen one. I sit next to her. I'm gonna bully her into joining Amway.
That's a cult follower right there. I can get her to join my group.
And I 100% was. Everything about me was giving sheep. She was like, read this book. I'm like, yes, ma'am. I bought it. I read it. I put a review on Goodreads. And like, let's chat. Oh my gosh. It was so bad. But yeah, she brought me like a pack of soda from a random brand. And she was like, oh yeah, this is a gift. So I just want to bring it to you. If you like it, just let me know. So I had one, and then the next day she asked me about it, and I was like, oh yeah, it was okay. And then she's like, oh yeah, that's gonna be like $25.99 for the pack. I was like, I thought it was a gift.
She like, charged you after?
Yeah, because I liked it. And she said that if I hadn't liked it, she wouldn't have charged me. And I'm like, teach me the tricks before. I wouldn't even have had any.
What the heck?
I don't know. It was really disappointing. So
did you just like backtrack? You're like, actually, I was just being nice. Those were horrible.
I think I Venmo'd her, if I'm being honest. I just like didn't know what to do.
I know. Like,
and I have to sit next to her, like, for the next however many years.
Oh my god.
Ended up being 3 years.
Some people know how to make things awkward, though.
I'm exposing. I shouldn't go there. Anyway, I was gonna say something, but should I go there? Okay. We don't talk anymore. It's fine. We became friends after. Like, there were several awkward weeks, months after that. But we recovered because we had to work together. And, like, just a professional relationship. Like, we weren't friends hanging out too much. But one day she opened up to me because she was dating a guy. And he said that he would only marry her if she left Amway. So... The MLM. She had to leave. So she, like, confided in me. And I'm like... You don't go to your mark and ask him for advice. It's like, yeah, you should leave.
You want empathy from me?
Yeah, I know. Anyway, she did leave. It turned out like they were charging her like $400 a month or something for years. She had never, I think she made $25.99 out of the whole thing from me. And I think she's doing well, but I wish her well. She was nice eventually. She's doing well. But the beginning, I was totally scammed.
Those MLMs get you. They get you. It is
the funniest thing. Sorry, just to add. I had another coworker I was talking to once, and it somehow got brought up. Because, I think he heard that we went to a coffee shop or something. And he's like, oh, how was that? And I was like, oh, it was okay. Like, she talked to me about this book. And he was like, The Go-Giver. And I'm like, oh! It's like the episode of The Office, like, or the Spider-Man's like, we're the same.
You're like, you're one of them too?
It's like, we need a support group for anybody who survived this. It was just so funny.
Oh my gosh.
I know. That's how they get hilarious. You. Anyway, I need to create new memories at coffee shops now.
You do. They're just great. I love coffee shops. And what I was gonna say about that is just that there's not enough around here. You know, like,
yeah, it's just Starbucks, right?
Yes.
They might have some like.
I think Starbucks is getting boycott too. Everything is getting boycott.
I kind of like that. We need new stuff.
Yeah. Honestly, I am all for like local businesses. That is one thing that, especially when I can afford it more, because unfortunately those businesses tend to be a little more on the expensive side.
Yeah.
But as soon as I can afford it more and like what I can currently afford, I love going to like.
So the service is better.
Service is better. It's usually just like cuter. It's more. I don't want to like be a virtue signal or whatever, but it is like more ethical usually, and like the way that things are done, and it's just like you always know it's like either a small business or like, well, it always is a small business. I meant like a family business, yeah. Or like somebody who's like really trying, you know. And I just like,
yeah,
I support the hustle.
Yeah,
you know. So anyway, so having said that, there is like a little local coffee shop near here, but there's just that one, you know. No, and so it's always so packed. It's so full. Even recently,
I mean, good for them, but that kind of sucks.
yeah, no, they're booming with business. But like even today I went there and they had changed the layout to fit more people, which is great because really, like, you would go in there and there's, like, absolutely nowhere to sit anymore.
Yeah.
But it also kind of lost a little bit of the, like, coziness aspect of it. It's still great, but yeah. I'm just like, we need, like, more, you know? We need to, like, spread out.
I agree.
Yeah.
I like the idea of having more, like, unique experiences on, like, restaurants that you go to or, like, coffee shops or whatever it is. Because if it's always, like, the same...
Yeah, like the chains
cookie cutter
and stuff.
chain. Yeah, that kind of sucks.
It kind of, like, loses the sparkle, you know? Yeah. There's just something about going into, like, a little bakery or, like, a little, like, family-owned restaurant or something, and it's...
Yeah.
Always just, I don't know, it adds a little, like, romance, like, charm to life, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, anyway. We should open a coffee shop. I know nothing about coffee.
Was this an MLM the whole time? You're playing the long game for, like, 15 years.
Will you join my MLM? My coffee shop MLM. I love the vibes of coffee.
I feel like you have to have a lot of money to just... If we're gonna lose, like, $30,000 a month in a small business, we need more cash flow.
That is one of the things, like, I want to have enough money to have hobby businesses, you know, where it's like, it can lose money, you know, it's just like it exists because I want it to exist, not because it's, like, profitable. One day.
One day.
But until then, this stays between us.